Hello again, Conte. Last night I was streaming the new Rajang tempered event quest that drops the Astral Melding tickets, the Muar #1, and we did some multiplayer runs. And so we're doing a 4-player multiplayer run here. I just want to quickly disclaimer here, like this isn't the sort of run that you'll see on other people's channels where everybody's super organized and they're all in like a Discord call and they all know each other and it's like a fixed team. This was me hosting a lobby, and I basically just said to everybody in the lobby, if you have a greatsword set, put it on and we'll join. And then I just removed people who weren't using greatsword sets from the hunt and just let anybody in who was using greatsword. We had like 6 or 7 or 8 different people and they were just alternating in, not the same people every time. But yeah, so we've got 4 players using. I was so proud of this tech, by the way. I was like popping off on stream. I was very proud of myself, and then I get tremored immediately as punishment. But yeah, so we've got a 4-player greatsword run for you here. We're all using variants of Frostcraft greatsword. These sets aren't super optimized or anything. You can see I'm running a bunch of health boosts. Obviously, if we're doing a proper speed run, we'd want to have things a little bit more optimized than this. Some people aren't running Frostfang, some people are. Yeah, it's all a little bit suboptimal. You can see here I'm basically begging the other players to get it away from the ledge, because if you know me, you know I hate the ledge. But yeah, so we're just basically using 4 crit draw greatswords, and I wanted to just basically have a look and see just how powerful 4 players using this greatsword style could be against the Tempered Rajang quest. We've done a bunch of quests prior to this. If I can speak, I can't pronounce my R's apparently. We've done a bunch of quests prior to this, and we've gotten average times of like sort of 8 minutes at best. And so then I thought, let's give it a shot. Let's try all greatswords and see how it goes. So you can see I'm using Evasion Mantle and Glider Mantle. I'll show the set at the end of the video. But yeah, Glider Mantle is just for the extra slots. In hindsight, I probably would have used Rocksteady for more convenient flinch shotting, but because other teammates were doing that already, it's not a problem. I actually have Mind's Eye decked in on this greatsword because the arms were kind of getting on my nerves. You can see there, Rajang will always topple over in the direction you hit it in when you've done enough damage. And so by cleverly positioning yourself, if you expect a topple to occur, you can sort of aim where he goes so he doesn't fly into the wall. I don't know what I was doing here, by the way, a little bit panicky. Fortunately, I don't proc Evasion Mantle here, which is a little bit annoying, but it's no big deal. Yeah, so don't worry too much about what exactly weapons other people are using. People are using layered sets and layered weapons. Everybody's just using variants of like a Frostcraft set. Nothing too spectacular or nothing too special here. Yeah, so we're getting for flinch shots. I'm obviously sharpening now because I ran out of purple sharpness. I don't have Master's Touch on this or anything, obviously. And that's kind of apparent. There isn't a huge amount to say here. We're all just using Frostcraft Greatsword. I'm using Crit Draw. Most of my teammates are using TCS, which is fine if you build accordingly. Unfortunately, because you can't tenderize Jang's head, it makes it even harder to get max affinity with Velkhana's set bonus, because Velkhana's pieces, if you're not aware, aren't particularly great in terms of skill efficiency. Unfortunately, I forgot that this move does tremor, but thankfully one of our teammates flashed him out of it. Yeah, so because you don't have the ability to use Weakness Exploit 50 on the horns, it makes it even harder to get a 100% affinity build and actually do big damage on the horns with Frostcraft. So that's the reason I'm not using TCS, but it probably is still optimal. I just don't like using it as much. Especially because this isn't like some sort of CC chain. Rajang is still moving around a lot. We haven't completely locked it down or anything. I feel a little bit bad here because I had 2 teammates getting ready to get their level 3 off, and I kind of ruined it for both of them in exchange for my 1. But you know, streamer's privilege and all that. Yeah, every time we knock it down, we're getting basically a good, like, I assume they're getting somewhere in the region of like 1300 per TCS plus a level 1 unsheath, and I'm getting 2 level 3s and a bit. So I'm probably doing something like in the region of 1300. They're doing something in the region of maybe 15 or 1600. But yeah, it builds up fairly quickly, and so you can see we topple Jang out of Rampage mode kind of quickly. If you weren't aware, on this quest, also, this started about 3 minutes 40 seconds into the run. We basically were trying to get a flinch shot off, but in hindsight, I very much regret it. None of us had our Rocksteadies left over, and so we all struggled to get Jang to actually do what we needed to do, especially because he kept using the punching move. Thankfully, somebody popped on some scatter nuts, and so we were able to get it in the end. But yeah, if I was going to do this run again, you can see 3 minutes 40. It's been about 30 seconds, 35 seconds since we got the flinch shot. That's a wasted 30 seconds, essentially. In terms of improvements on the run, obviously there was that. We capture it kind of late from what I can tell. It seems like we actually capture it a lot later than we need to. I don't know why I wasn't paying good enough attention. Well, I know why. It's because I was talking to chat. But yeah, so we easily could have captured it earlier. Obviously, those 30 seconds were a complete waste. You'll see that I hit the arms quite a bit, and I'm not actually using TCS. So there are plenty of ways to improve this run. This could definitely easily have been a sub 5 run if we knew what we were doing. But the thing is, because this quest is only here for like a few days, I wanted to move on to doing other types of runs with other people who didn't have greatsword sets, basically. So I had to cut it short here. But definitely, if I'd had more time to do this quest, we would have gone for probably sub 5 being the target. You can see crit draw Greatsword. I always sing its praises, but it's a really fun matchup against Rajang, especially in multiplayer. You see everybody running around, hit and running. It's yeah, it's very fun in my opinion. Yeah, ideally this is probably where we should have trapped. Unfortunately, of course, I banged the arm again, and because I haven't got my evasion mantle on anymore, I don't have Mind's Eye built into the set. It's not a huge deal. You don't actually lose any opening there when you're using crit draw. You always get 2 level 3 unsheaths, whether or not you bounce on an arm. So it's really, the issue is just one of convenience and getting punished afterwards. But yeah, you can see I'm faffing through trying to find my Tranks, but my teammates already have that. Yeah, the team here are really good. I did enjoy playing with them. They're not like the regular faces that you've seen in some of the other runs necessarily, but yeah, 5 minutes and 30 seconds roughly. Again, easily could have been sub 5, but I was really happy with this run. So you can see the build here. Yeah, sorry, I guess I didn't show the build very quickly on this one. It's kind of difficult when we capture because the timer only lasts 20 seconds, so I forgot to show the actual pieces of armor. I'll just tell them to you right now. It is the video, it's the build from my previous video on my first clear, basically. Maybe with the skills slightly adjusted a little bit. You'll see I have more attack boost, but that's only because I'm wearing the glider mantle at the moment, and so the skills look like they're filled in. Otherwise, it is very typical stuff. I have Frostfang Barrier one piece on this set. I believe I have like the arms or the chest. Just see the other video for that. But yeah, attack boost, agitator, very extended DPS stuff, and then crit draw for all of the affinity. I like 3 focus on Jang. I don't know that you necessarily need it, but having the 3 points of focus, there are already some openings that are quite tight. You've probably seen me taking some risks and missing and whiffing some attacks because Jang moves too early. Dropping a point of focus would just make that even more likely on even more of the opening, so it's not great. I completely forgot about this until just now while recording this video, but you can see I have a point of airborne. That is not for any particular reason. That's because on Twitch, I have a system where users can change my sets for like channel points. So if you've been watching the stream for a while, you can like fuck with my sets a little bit. And people often put like joke skills on my set. So the meme here was about aerial Greatsword not being viable anymore. So airborne got thrown on this set. So that's the reason I don't have 3 points of peak performance. Obviously, in an ideal world, I would have had the 3rd point of peak performance on this set. In hindsight, given that I was going for speedruns, I probably should have told chat to fuck off, but whatever, I'm a chat bitch, what can I say? I can't. They asked me to do something stupid, I have to do it. Yeah, so that's the set. Obviously swap airborne for peak performance, but it's a very typical set. 4 pieces of Arcana, 1 piece Frostfang Barrier, and skills decoed in with the 3 points of crit draw. Yeah, so I hope that was interesting. 4 Greatswords rather, versus Tempered Furious Rajang. It is fantastic. Such a great matchup, and I really enjoyed doing it. We were consistently getting sub 6 runs, and then this was a... Well, I say consistently, we only did it a few attempts, but they were all really quick. And so, yeah, it was really fun to do. And I look forward to doing more runs with chat on stream again. Just an FYI, if you haven't followed me on Twitch already, you probably should. I'm twitch.tv/consoa. Yeah, you can catch me streaming live and join in on the hunts then if you feel like it. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.